What is true beauty? Is it something we see with our eyes or something we feel with our heart? And what happens when the world tells you that you don't belong simply for being you? Today, on Gift of the Magi, we unwrap a timeless story that explores this very question. It's a tale about a lonely girl, a hidden magic, and a powerful lesson that an act of kindness, no matter how small, can blossom into the greatest miracle of all. So get comfortable, and let us begin a journey into a world where being different is the most powerful magic there is. In a forgotten corner of a forgotten kingdom, there lived a woman with her 3 daughters. The eldest daughter was called One Eye, for she had but a single, large eye in the center of her forehead. The youngest was called Three Eyes, for she possessed a third eye, right above the other 2, which could see things others could not. The mother adored these 2 daughters, for their strangeness made her feel special. They were her prized possessions, and she lavished them with fine clothes, sweet cakes, and endless praise. But there was a middle daughter. Her name was Two Eyes. She was born with 2 eyes, just like ordinary people. And for this, for her simple normalcy, her mother and sisters held her in contempt. To them, her ordinariness was a stain on their unique family. Two Eyes was treated not as a daughter, but as a servant. She wore their tattered hand-me-downs, the fabric thin and faded. For food, she was given only the scraps they left behind on their plates, a cold potato here, a crust of bread there. They did everything in their power to make her feel small and worthless, a shadow in her own home. One Eye. Look at her, 3 eyes. So plain, so dull with her 2 simple eyes. It's an embarrassment, Mother. Why must she even sit in the same room with us? Her plainness might be contagious. 3 eyes. She's right, Mother. My third eye sees no spark in her, no destiny, only emptiness. She brings our house down with her dreary face. Mother. Hush, my special ones. Don't trouble your minds with her. 2 eyes. The floors are dusty and the well is empty. Make yourself useful. Do not rest until this house shines, and then you may eat what we have left for you. Every day was the same. A mountain of chores, a barrage of cruel words, and a gnawing hunger in her belly. But through it all, a small, resilient light shone within 2 eyes. The cruelty she faced did not make her cruel. Instead, it made her gentle. She would speak softly to the spiders in the corner, she would leave crumbs from her own meager portion for the mice, and she would hum a quiet tune to the birds outside her window. She saw a world of wonder that her sisters, for all their extra eyes, were blind to. Her heart held a secret, a profound capacity for compassion that her family could never understand. This quiet grace was her own form of magic, a testament to a spirit that refused to be broken. It was this deep well of goodness that would soon change her life forever, proving that kindness rewarded is the most powerful force of all. One Eye. Look, she's finally come to eat her feast. Enjoy the crumbs, sister. It's all a plain thing like you deserves. 3 eyes. You don't belong at our table. You don't belong with us at all. Take your pathetic meal and eat it outside in the dirt where you belong. Go on, get out. The words struck 2 eyes like stones. Tears swelling up, she grabbed her piece of bread and ran from the house, not stopping until she reached a quiet meadow deep in the woods. She collapsed under the shade of an old willow tree, the tears she had held back for so long now flowing freely. She wept for her loneliness, for the hunger in her stomach, and for the coldness in her family's hearts. She didn't notice the little robin that landed on a branch above her, chirping a sad song along with her sobs. Clutching her bread, she saw the bird, and through her tears, she broke off a piece. 2 eyes. Here, little one. It's not much, but you must be hungry too. At least one of us should have a full stomach today. As he offered the crumb, a soft, shimmering light began to glow beside the willow tree. It pulsed with a warm, gentle energy, and from the light stepped an old woman. She was not a grand sorceress, but a woman with eyes that sparkled like the stars and a smile that seemed to hold all the wisdom of the forest. It was a wise woman, a fairy in disguise, who had seen the girl's small, selfless act. Fairy, little Two Eyes, why do you cry so? A heart as pure as yours should not be so burdened with sorrow. Two Eyes, oh, good fairy. It is because my mother and sisters despise me. They say I am ugly and plain for having only 2 eyes. They give me only their leftovers to eat, and I am always so hungry. So very hungry. Fairy, dry your tears, dear child. Hunger will be a stranger to you from this day forward. Your kindness has not gone unnoticed. I will give you a gift. You see this simple stick you carry for walking? It now holds a secret. When your hunger pains you, hold it before you and say these words clearly. Little stick, my faithful friend, let the lonely hunger end. Set a table, rich and grand. Two Eyes looked down at the plain wooden stick she had picked up. As the fairy spoke, it began to thrum with a gentle warmth. Hesitantly, she held it up and spoke the words. 2 Eyes. Little stick, my faithful friend, let the lonely hunger end. Set a table, rich and grand. The effect was instantaneous and breathtaking. The stick leaped from her hands, hovered in the air, and spun, trailing ribbons of golden light. In its place, a beautiful little table appeared, covered with a fine linen cloth, and upon it was a feast fit for a queen. There was warm, crusty bread, sweet butter, a bowl of rich stew steaming invitingly, ripe red apples, and a pitcher of fresh, cool milk. The aroma was the most wonderful thing Two Eyes had ever smelled. 2 Eyes. It's real. Oh, thank you, kind fairy. Fairy, eat, my child. Eat until your heart is content. When you are finished and the table is empty, simply say, little stick, the feast is done. Fade away with setting sun. It will become a simple stick once more. Now I must go. But remember, this magic was earned by you. With a final, warm smile, the fairy faded back into the light, leaving Two Eyes alone with the miraculous feast. For the first time in her life, she ate until she was truly full. The stew was rich and savory, the bread was soft, and the milk was sweet. It wasn't just food. It was a taste of care, of being worthy. When she had finished every last crumb, her heart full of gratitude, she spoke the second rhyme. 2 Eyes. Little stick, the feast is done. Fade away with setting sun. And just as magically as it appeared, the table, the dishes, everything vanished, leaving only the simple wooden stick on the grass. Two Eyes picked it up, her heart soaring with a joy she had never known. That evening, when she returned home, her family had left a plate of cold, greasy leftovers for her. She walked past it without a second glance, a small, secret smile on her face. From that day on, Two Eyes was never hungry. Every day, she would go out to the meadow, and every day, she would feast. Weeks passed. One Eye and Three Eyes began to notice a change in their sister. She no longer looked gaunt and sad. There was a new light in her eyes, a spring in her step. And most suspiciously, she never touched the scraps they left for her anymore. One Eye. Something is not right with Two Eyes. She is far too cheerful. And she never eats our food. Where is she getting her meals? Is she stealing from the village kitchens? My third eye senses a secret, a deception. She grows prettier every day, while we remain the same. It is unfair. We must discover her secret and take it for ourselves. Tomorrow, we will follow her. The next day, as Two Eyes set out for the meadow, her stick in hand, her sisters crept behind her, hiding behind trees and bushes. Two Eyes, suspecting nothing, reached her quiet spot. She looked around, saw no one, and chanted the magic words. 2 Eyes. Little stick, my faithful friend, let the lonely hunger end. Set a table, rich and grand. From their hiding place, One Eye and Three Eyes watched with wide-eyed, jealous fury as the magical table appeared. Their jaws dropped at the sight of the delicious food. So that's it. A magic stick. No wonder she scorns our food. She eats better than a queen every single day. 3 eyes. This is an insult to us. Quick, back to the house. We must tell Mother immediately. They scurried home and breathlessly told their mother everything. The woman's face twisted with rage and envy. How dare her plain, ordinary daughter possess such a treasure? How dare she be happy? Mother, a magic stick, you say? She has been deceiving us all this time, living in luxury while we thought she was suffering. Oh, just wait until she returns. That magic will be ours, and she will learn a lesson she will never forget. When a happy and content Two Eyes walked through the door that evening, her mother was waiting. Before Two Eyes could react, her mother lunged forward, snatched the stick from her hand, and with a furious cry, snapped it over her knee. The pieces scattered across the stone floor. Two Eyes. No, please, Mother, why? Mother, this will teach you to be a greedy, deceitful little wretch. Now you will truly know what it means to be hungry. You will have nothing. Heartbroken, Two Eyes fell to the floor and gathered the splintered pieces of her only source of joy. She ran back outside, her world shattered once more, and wept as if her heart would break in two. As dusk fell, the same soft, shimmering light appeared before her. The fairy stood there, her expression not of pity, but of profound wisdom. Fairy, do not despair, dear child. Cruelty can break wood, but it cannot break a pure spirit. I will give you one last piece of advice. Take these broken pieces. Go to the garden behind your house and bury them in the earth where the moonlight shines the brightest. Trust in this. The earth remembers kindness. Trusting the fairy's words, Two Eyes did as she was told. She found the one spot in the garden that was bathed in the silver light of the full moon and buried the broken splinters. She said a small prayer over the spot and went to bed with a heavy heart, but a flicker of hope. The next morning, she was awakened by shouts of astonishment from the garden. She rushed to the window and looked out. There, where she had buried the pieces, stood a magnificent, impossible tree. Its trunk was woven from silver, its leaves glistened as if spun from moonlight, and hanging from its branches were heavy, perfect apples made of pure, shining gold. Mother, where did this marvel come from? It's a tree of treasure. My darlings, go, climb it. Pluck the golden apples. We shall be rich beyond our wildest dreams. One Eye and Three Eyes, driven by greed, rushed to the tree. They jumped, they climbed, they reached for the shimmering fruit. But a strange thing happened. Every time their hands came close, the branches would recoil, bending away as if repulsed by their touch. They couldn't so much as pluck a single silver leaf. Frustrated and exhausted, they gave up. One Eye. This is witchcraft. The tree mocks us. I am too tired to try anymore. Two Eyes, who had been watching from the doorway, felt a strange pull towards the tree. It seemed to hum with a familiar magic. Timidly, she stepped into the garden. Two Eyes. Perhaps I could try? You. If we cannot reach them, what makes you think a plain thing like you can succeed? But as Two Eyes approached, the tree did not recoil. Instead, its silver leaves seemed to chime softly, and its golden apples glowed even brighter. As she reached up a hand, a branch heavy with a perfect golden apple bent down gracefully to meet her fingers. It offered its treasure to her, and only to her. The tree was a reflection of her own spirit, a living symbol of the true beauty that lay within her. Her mother and sisters watched, their faces masks of stunned jealousy. They now understood the tree belonged to Two Eyes, and this made them hate her all the more. One afternoon, a handsome young knight came riding down the lane. He stopped dead in his tracks, captivated by the sight of the miraculous silver and gold tree. Knight, by my honor, I have never seen such a wonder. Tell me, good ladies, to whom does this magnificent tree belong? I would give anything I possess for just a single twig from its branches. Mother, the tree is ours, noble knight. It belongs to us. My daughters will gladly fetch you a branch. At the same time, she shoves Two Eyes behind a large rain barrel. "Mother, hide yourself, you disgrace. We will not be shamed by your presence in front of such a noble guest." The sisters tried again with all their might, but just as before, the tree bent its branches away from them. The knight watched, a thoughtful frown on his face. "It is a strange thing indeed that the tree belongs to you, yet it seems to want nothing to do with you. I believe there is more to this story than you are telling." From behind the barrel, Two Eyes felt a surge of courage. This was her chance. She stepped out from her hiding place, her old, torn dress a stark contrast to the shimmering tree behind her. "The tree may allow me to pick a branch for you, Sir Knight." The knight turned and saw her. And in that moment, he didn't see a girl in rags. He saw the gentle kindness in her two eyes, the quiet dignity in her posture, and he saw how the magical tree seemed to embrace her, its light reflecting in her hopeful face. He saw her true beauty. Without a word, Two Eyes reached up, and the tree willingly offered her a branch laden with silver leaves and a golden apple. She walked over and presented it to the knight. "You promised anything to the one who could bring you this branch. I ask for very little. I have faced cruelty and hunger my entire life. I only wish for a safe place to call home and a heart to share it with. I ask, my lord, if you would take me away from here." The knight's heart was moved by her story and her gentle soul. "Knight, fair maiden, your spirit is more radiant than any gold or silver. I will not just take you away. I ask that you be my bride. We will build a beautiful tomorrow together." He then turned to the mother and sisters, his face stern. "As for you, your jealousy and cruelty will be your own reward. You may keep your house, but you will live with the knowledge that the treasure you so coveted was born from a goodness you could never understand." And so, the knight lifted Two Eyes onto his horse. As they rode away, the magical tree shimmered one last time before vanishing, its purpose served. Two Eyes and the knight were married in a grand ceremony, and they lived a long and happy life, their castle known throughout the land not for its wealth, but for its warmth and kindness. Two Eyes, the girl they called Plain, had found her rightful place, proving to the world that a loving heart is the greatest treasure of all. The story of Two Eyes reminds us that what makes us different is what makes us special, and that a reward for kindness will always, eventually, find its way to you. If this story from Gift of the Magi touched your heart, please show your support by hitting that like button. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, so you never miss another story where we unwrap the true gifts of the human spirit. Thank you for watching.